Now let's have the power up effect fade in and fade out, and we'll set up a system where this object and other objects can trigger that. So we'll go back into the power up effect, and let's have it start faded out. So we're going to change its transparency, or its alpha. We're going to change that to 0 so it looks invisible. So we go to looks and we'll grab set alpha of myself and set that to 0. Now we want it to fade in nicely. How are we going to do that? Well, we'll set up a messaging system where we can send and receive messages. These blocks are in events. We want to first send a message to myself. So we'll grab this, send message to instance object, put that in there. The message that we'll send out will be power up on, and we want to send this to myself, not an object. So we'll go to sensing, grab myself, put that in there. Okay, so we're telling myself to power up. Now we need to receive that message. So we'll go to events, and down the bottom here, message sensing. When I receive message is what we want. When I receive the message power up on, make sure it's the same there and there. When I receive power up on, and we'll also do a power up off as well, so we can turn it on and off. Now whatever we do inside power up on, let's just make this power up last for 5 seconds. So we'll use our time delay block from control flow for that. Time after a certain amount of milliseconds have passed, we'll do 5,000. That's 5 seconds. You can change this to make it last however long you want. So when I start powering up, in 5 seconds I'm going to power off again. So that's right there. So we're going to send myself, we can use this block, send myself a message. So duplicate that, send power up off to myself. Okay, now what are these actually going to do? Power up on and power up off. We want them to actually change the alpha of this object so it fades in and fades out. Let's make some functions for that now. So we go to functions to do something. Let's make this function fade in. We'll make another function for fade out. Fade out. Then we'll go to functions and grab our fade in function, and we'll do that when power up on happens, so it'll fade in. Then when power up off happens, we will fade out. So that's in there. Now here's where we're going to change the alpha, and we'll talk about that in the next tutorial when we talk about a basic fade in and fade out effect.